Hi guys, this is Minute183, Aquatic Level 31 on Instagram and Andrew Basco in Facebook. Part 2 of my beginner guide, the series which I have not continued for so long. This time the topic will be water, water quality and the nitrogen cycle. Now, water quality is actually very important in terms of like maintaining our tank. The first things first, you should know what kind of water that you are using, whether it's well water or city water and everything. And it also it's important to know whether what kind of whether it's hard, soft, or maybe neutral water. And all that, it comes to the point where water testing is important, not only just because you have to know whether your water is hard, soft, or neutral. It's because like it affects the kind of water, fishes that you can keep in your tank. For saltwater fishes, like probably like those living in the Amazon and some like black water or some fishes that come from acidic locations, it's best to keep them in the almost similar water parameters, even though like some of these fishes that are so-called saltwater fish can probably adapt to your water, even though they might not be at their best. That might not apply, of course, if these fishes are captive bred, but you still, if it's possible, try to give them the best environment possible. The next thing I need to talk about water quality is like about cycling as well. Now, regarding water quality, always make sure you do your tests to make sure that your water parameters are on set. The most important thing is to keep your water parameters stable rather than try to achieve a certain pH or GH or everything, because too much fluctuation in your water parameters will cause like a lot of problems for your fish, because it might just kill them off or make them stressed out, or even affect the beneficial bacteria in your tank. Now, speaking of beneficial bacteria, before you guys even start up a tank, you should always remember that you should properly cycle a tank, which means study the nitrogen cycle and the process from how ammonia will get converted into nitrate, into nitrite, and everything. And make sure you don't rush it at all, because like too many times people like who are impatient in starting up a new tank and not testing the water, doing the cycle properly, will end up very, very heartbroken, because a lot of fish die if the tank is not cycled properly. Now, when starting a tank, the cycle, there's a few ways actually that you can sort of speed up the cycle. Now, before I say give you those tips, I should inform you that taking water from your old tank to change to the new one, it will not help cycle your tank, as many people have mentioned, like from Evan Alexander, IFG, Jay Wilson, probably John Hudson from Tank Talk as well. The water in your tank that you move from your old tank to the new tank does not cycle the tank, because the beneficial bacteria is not present in the water. The best thing you can do, like to help speed up the cycle, so-called, is to, one, take some of the substrate from your old tank, put it into your new one, because the beneficial bacteria there will also inhabit the substrate. The second thing to do is probably take some of the decor from your old tank and move it to the new one, because those also contain some of the beneficial bacteria as well. And last but not least, the easiest way to do is to take some of your old media, the dirty media from your tank, and put it in your filters to help seed the filter with your beneficial bacteria. Or even if you want to do this, just take an old sponge from your old tank that's very full of gunk and everything, and put it in your new tank and squeeze it. That would help, because it will generate some ammonia to speed up or kickstart the nitrogen cycle. But last and not least, you can use products like Seachem Stability and other like instant bacteria products to help seed the tank with more beneficial bacteria. But remember, no matter what you do, always be patient, because there's no such thing as instant success. And even then, even after doing all this so-called ways to speed up the cycle, you should and always still need to test your water, do your water changes until the parameters have become stable. That means zero ammonia, zero nitrites, and probably just a bit of nitrates to make sure the tank is fully cycled. And always remember, when you start adding fish, don't do it as a big bunch. Try to slowly add just a few to allow your beneficial bacteria, to allow your tank to get used to the bioload before starting to add more and more in gradually, to make sure that you don't crash the cycle and you crash the tank and set up the tank for a mini cycle, which may stress out your fish even more. Alright guys, thanks for this. Thank you for listening to part 2 of this guide. I hope to do more parts of this series whenever it's possible, so do look out for that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Summoner 2183 signing off. Bye bye.